Imagine sitting at home with your family, having a quiet evening, watching a movie, or playing with your kids. Now imagine an intruder coming into your home, threatening your life and the ones around you. Now ask yourself, are you going to stand there and let innocent lives be taken, or are you going to protect the ones you love? Gun control has become a major issue in the United States. There are many different thoughts of what gun control is. To me, it is not gun control that government always speaks of, but gun banning. The Second Amendment of the United States Constitution states, a well-regulated militia, necessary to the security of a free state, and the right of the people to keep and bear arms, shall not be infringed. Government should not even be speaking about taking away our guns, or making them unavailable to purchase, but this is what is now being discussed. Gun control has been taken out of the picture, and in its place is gun banning. Gun control is what would keep kids from having accidents or from school shootings happening. This is what would keep gangs from having gunfights if implemented in the correct way. According to theFamilyEducation.com, there are 15 fatalities a day in the U.S. involving children and guns. Majority of the accidents occur in the home. More teenage boys in America die from gunshot wounds than from car accidents. However, they do not verify how many are gang-related. Researchers at FamilyEducation.com gathered the following statistics. 29% of high school boys have at least one firearm. Most are intended for hunting and sporting purposes. Nearly 500 children each year are killed from gun-related incidents. Many accidents involving children would be cut back by having anyone purchasing a gun go through education classes on how to store guns in a manner that they cannot be reached by children. These statistics do not prove that banning guns would truly have an effect on accidents involving children. The media has played a major role in the reasoning for government to discuss gun banning. The media has focused so much in recent years on school shootings that most of the public now thinks that school shootings happen more than they did 15 years ago. However, this is not true. Studies from the National School Safety Center identified 93 incidents when a student came onto school property and killed one or more persons over the worst 10-year period, 1992 to 2002. This equals out to an average of 9.3 cases per school year, so one case a month. In a nation of 119,000 schools, it equals out that 9.3 cases per year would mean that an average school can expect such an incident once every 12,800 years. But because of media coverage, our nation has put in a zero-tolerance law and has caused innocent students to be profiled as killers based on how they look. In the aftermath of the Columbine High School shooting, many people blamed the deficiency of gun control laws. But according to David Lampo, the publications director of the Cato Institute, Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, the shooters involved in the Columbine High School shooting, violated close to 20 firearm laws in obtaining their weapons, not to mention the law against murder. So it seems rather dubious to argue that additional laws might have prevented this tragedy. The two shotguns and rifle used by Harris and Klebold were purchased by a girlfriend who would have passed a background check, and the Tech-9 handgun used by them was already illegal. The media has been at the center of gun control argument and are fueling the fire. What they do not tell the public is that no matter if guns are banned or not, people who have ill intentions will still find a way to get the guns they need. More criminals will end up owning guns than the innocent citizens who just want to protect their families. The American public strongly opposes attempts to ban gun ownership, but strongly support the attempt to limit gun ownership. According to David Lampo, the publications director of the Cato Institute, says that the 31 states that have shall issue laws allowing private citizens to carry concealed weapons have on average a 24% lower crime rate, a 19% lower murder rate, and a 39% lower robbery rate than states that forbid concealed weapons. In fact, The 9 states with the lowest violent crime rates are all right-to-carry states. Remarkably, guns are used for self-defense more than 2 million times a year, 3 to 5 times the estimated number of violent crimes committed with guns. Numerous studies have been conducted on the effects of waiting periods, both before and after the federal Brady Bill, which was passed in 1993. The Brady Bill Act initially required purchasers to wait up to 5 days for a background check to occur before being allowed to purchase a handgun. If the background check was returned before the 5 days had elapsed, then the transfer could occur at that time. And if the check had not been completed in 5 days, then the transfer was not allowed to occur. In some states, proof of a previous background check could be used to bypass the wait. The 5-day waiting period for handgun purchases expired November 30th of 1998 and was replaced by a computerized criminal background check prior to any firearm purchase from a dealer holding a federal firearms license, an FFL. All dealers, manufacturers, and importers must verify to identify of a non-FFL customer and receive authorization from the National Instant Check System, NICS, which often takes only minutes instead of several days waiting period. In April 2009, the FBI announced it had completed its 100 millionth NICS approval since its inception 10 years before. Unless an exception applies or the purchase is being made using an approved alternative method, the Brady Law requires the background check for individuals be conducted before a firearm may be purchased from a dealer, manufacturer, or importer. Unless there are additional state restrictions, the firearm may be taken upon NICS approval. Purchases from a non-FFL seller are not subject to the Brady Law, but may be covered under other federal, state, and local restrictions. The distinction prevails without regard to the location of the sale. Thus, FFL sales at gun shows are still subject to NICS approval, while private sales are not. So the so-called gun show loophole would be more accurately called a private sale loophole. And these were all taken from wikipedia.org. The studies that were conducted before and after the Brady Bill consistently show that there is no correlation between waiting periods and murder or robbery rates. Florida State University professor Gary Kleck analyzed data from every U.S. city with a population of over 100,000 and found that waiting periods had no statistically significant effect. Even University of Maryland anti-gun researcher David McCall found that waiting periods have no influence on either gun homicides or gun suicides. This is due to criminals getting their firearms illegally anyway. So why should the people following gun laws be punished for being good citizens? According to David Lampo, the basic platform for the gun control movement, that easy access to guns causes higher crime, is contradicted by the facts, by history, and by reason. I have to agree with David Lampo. I hope more people are catching on to the same fact. If someone with ill intentions comes into your home, will you let government tell you how you can protect your family?